What's up, guys? It's Lord Botha here with another video, and today we are talking about the sudden price dip in stock for the Walt Disney Corporation. Disney's stock has tumbled nearly $3 a share today. That's right, Disney is under $100 a share, something they claimed would not happen ever again. Now fingers are already being pointed in the media what could be the possible cause for all this. Several sources have pointed to current comments from Elon Musk about Disney being woke and their creation of woke content on Disney+. They have also pointed to the opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The controversial ride set to replace Splash Mountain has opened today. They also point to certain changes in the line pass systems and accessibility of Disney parks, as well as disability access to the parks. However, I think that those are micro problems that do not cause these kinds of stock dips. More macro problems have to be the cause of it. There are large-scale investor problems that should be the cause of these kinds of declines, and we're going to take a look at some articles that came out recently that could help explain why Disney has declined. The first here comes from us from Deadline. It says Disney drops appeal of its Ron DeSantis lawsuit following new theme park development agreement. Yes, that's right. It seems Disney has dropped their lawsuit in an attempt to stop Ron DeSantis from taking back the special circumstances for which Disney Parks operates within Florida. As you can see, this article was written on June 13th, but it seems like it's either been published just now or was republished recently, as when I saw the article, it was labeled as only under a day old. The article states the legal fight between the Walt Disney Corporation and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is officially over. The company has dropped its appeal that challenged DeSantis' move to strip the company of control over a special district that covered its Florida theme park properties. The dismissal came one day after the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District Board, made up of Ron DeSantis' appointees, approved a new development agreement with the company. Disney is planning up to $17 billion in development over the next 10-20 years, including the possibility of a fifth theme park as well as other expansions. After years of acrimony between Disney and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, the two sides are working on a new development agreement that would provide assurances and guardrails for Bob Iger-run Behemoth as it plans to expand near Orlando. In exchange, the state of Florida would see up to $17 billion in investment from Disney over the next 10 years. It also sets the stage for a fifth park at the resort. The corporation has repeatedly promised over several years to invest $17 billion in and around Disney World and hire over 10,000 new park employees in the state over the next 10 years. The new agreement cites the same monetary investment but extends the time frame. But given all that's happened between the parties in Florida, state and local officials are likely grateful to have any reassurance. One new deal point in the proposed agreement is a minimum spend on Disney's part. Disney agrees to make at least an initial capital investment of $8 billion within the first 10 years. There is also a promise of a minimum development of 5 major theme parks in Orlando. Essentially what this article states is Disney is dropping their appeal to the ruling of the judge because they have reached a new deal with the Florida government. This deal has expanded the amount of time Disney has to develop the area, but it also requires Disney to make assurances that it will have those developments in place. Essentially, it is an agreement that Disney will hold true to their promises, meaning that they are legally locked into their financial agreement with the Florida government now. Being locked into this could be what's raising a lot of eyebrows at the investors. Now this story, the second story we're going to cover in relation to the stock fall today, is an article from Inside the Magic, which states the Walt Disney Company fails at erasing monumental antitrust law in a court verdict incoming. It states here that the Walt Disney Company has failed, not once but twice, in attempting to eliminate a pretty substantial antitrust law. A U.S. District Judge, Edward Davila, has once again rejected Disney's attempt to dismiss an antitrust class action brought by streaming subscribers. However, the company will not be liable for any financial damages. In his ruling, Judge Davila stated the court once again finds plaintiffs' allegations sufficient to plead Disney market power in a well-defined SLPTV market in the United States. The class action filed in November of 2022 by YouTube subscribers in 4 states claims Disney's control over ESPN and Hulu has allowed the company to inflate prices market-wise by raising the prices of its own products, and it sets a price floor. The complaint argues that Disney's requirement for streamers like YouTube and Sling TV to include ESPN in their base packages results in a higher subscription cost to consumers. Additionally, the 82-page complaint alleges antitrust violations, asserting that Disney's control over content and distribution, including Hulu and Hulu Plus Live TV, creates barriers to market entry. This is not the only antitrust issue Disney is facing. The company, along with Warner Bros. Discovery, Fox, is also contending with February antitrust action from Fubo regarding their planned venue sports streaming service, set to launch in the fall with the coinciding of the NFL season. For the Walt Disney Company, Judge Davila's decision to allow antitrust class action to proceed, albeit without potential financial damages, carries several significant implications. Disney will incur legal expenses as it defends itself against the allegations in court. Although threat of financial damages has been removed, the costs associated with prolonged litigation can be substantial. The case now focuses on injunctive relief, which would result in court orders requiring Disney to change its business practices. If the court rules against Disney, the company may be forced to alter its pricing bundle strategies. This could mean more flexibility for streaming services like YouTube TV and Sling TV, possibly lowering consumer prices and affecting Disney's revenue. The decision underscores the importance of antitrust compliance. Disney must be more vigilant in ensuring its business practices do not violate antitrust laws. Now, what this all means is that this class action lawsuit brought on by YouTube subscribers, they will be incurring legal fees, and they will also potentially have to change their pricing systems. If they are found to be out of compliance with antitrust law, it means that Disney may be forced to change its pricing bundles, meaning that they would lose revenue. This would directly affect the amount of money Disney makes from its streaming service providers. As we all know, Disney is already losing a ton of money when it comes to their streaming service providers. Disney Plus alone has lost billions. So the idea of being forced to change prices to where they lose even more money, it sounds absolutely dismal for them. This right here is the reason why I think the Disney stock has actually tumbled so hard today. Because this article, it was written and published today. That means this is fresh new information that investors are waking up and reading. And I'm sure this, over everything else, over the social media stuff, over the controversies of the Tiana park ride or everything like that, this specifically, this affects revenue very strongly. And between this and the sort of old news being rehashed again of the new deal that's being worked out with the Florida government and having their feet held to the fire in terms of having to invest in Florida and the development of their parks. I think these are the real two main reasons why Disney investors are kind of panicking today and selling off stocks. But if you have your own ideas of why Disney stock is tumbling today, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, I'd ask that you like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you listening for as long as you have, and we'll talk to you again later.